It is Kim with Create It with Kim, and I am making Easter centerpieces today, and I've made a handful. So I thought I would get on here and I would make one live with you guys. And I'm going to apologize right from the beginning. My nose is still running. I haven't done any with these yet, but I thought with the little bunnies on here, he would be really cute. So we're going to start off with this grassy looking stuff. I made one similar to this earlier. With like a brown bunny head, and that I made earlier. So we're going to make it similar to this, except for we're going to use this little bunny instead of that bunny. And it'll be a little different. It'll be similar. These all the way around kind of on the outside. So we're just going to fluff it out. Kind of get all of our little things spaced out. I'm going to find what seems like a good center. I think I like right there. And we're just going to put these in all the way around. And I put gaps and cracks in this. And then just trimmed off the top. If you're going to use gaps and cracks instead of floral foam, you've got to know a day or so ahead of time so that you can get it in there and let it dry. We're just kind of spacing them out. And I've got let's see. Then get our spacing. Okay, so we'll have 2 on the sides and 1 in the back. I love the spring ones that look real whimsical and fluffy. So that's what we're going for, is whimsical and fluffy. I've done the last few of these with Linda here, so it feels kind of weird being in here by myself, just talking to myself, at least when she's here, even though I'm talking to you guys. There's somebody else in the room, but that's all right. I can be crazy all by myself. So we're just going to steam it a little bit. All right. So we're just going to keep on gluing. We're doing a Mardi Gras centerpiece class here locally tomorrow. I guess that's what inspired me to do centerpieces today. It's a truck with a bunch of glitter on it. All kinds of pink, purple, and gold. See, that's looking cool already. And I apologize. I know I've already apologized once, but I'm going to apologize again. This weather changing, it has been in the teens and 20s here. It went from being warm to being freezing cold. And then next week, it's going to be warm again. So those of us with crazy sinuses will never recover this year. It seems like it's just been so crazy. Alright, so now that we've got all these, and all we're doing right now is just building our base. I made the mistake earlier. I made one, I don't know what I was thinking, and I went ahead and put my stuff in the middle. And so then I had to go in with all kinds of little pieces and try to fill it all in, and that makes it so much harder. So you always want to try to build your base first. So we've got this going. I think we're going to use a little bit of this maidenhair fern on top of it, I think. I like it because it's a different shade of green and the texture is different. And we're just going to clip these off. Sometimes my fingers don't cooperate. And then sometimes these don't not cooperate. So when I have ones like this that I can't get down in there, I get these little 4-inch zip ties from Lowe's, and I'll just, oh, well, I'm pouring them all over the floor. And I'll just add stems whenever I'm making stuff. If I have stems left over, a long piece of a pick or something, I'll go ahead and save them. I've got a whole Ziploc bag full of stems. And I'll just add stems to them to make it easier to get them poked down in there. My zip tie gun. And then this way, we got a stem now to go ahead and put it down in there. So we're just going to poke it down in there and then fold it down. These are really good because they're super easy to shape. So it makes them really easy to work with. And you can move them around and bend them around to be how you want them to be shaped. I love using these in centerpieces because of that reason. They're very easily shaped. And we're just going to put one of these in between each one of our, I don't know what that is, grass pick, I guess. I'm the worst of knowing what the names of flowers are. If I can't look it up, I don't know. And then I'll forget. I'll look it up, learn the name, and then forget before I'm done using the flowers. On the ones that look all crazy, we just steam them just a little bit. I guess I can go ahead and steam them all at once so I don't have to keep pulling the steamer out. But most of these most of the time aren't that bad. I get some ferns. Matter of fact, my favorite ferns that I like to use, they usually come off crazy looking. You have to steam them all. Linda will sit there and spend hours steaming them for me so that they're ready to use when I'm ready to use them. I'm ready for the warm. Alright. Now we got all those pieces steamed. And we don't have to just keep getting the floral pieces. Just putting a little bit of glue on there. And then we're going to go in between the next one. And then bend it down. And we're going to do that all the way around. And we're just going to bend it down. Because we're going to end up putting some of these in the piece also. But right now we're just making our base. I had 2 of these little containers and I made the other one already. I don't even remember what I put in the middle of it. What did I put in the middle? Oh, I had a pick that I got from Hobby Lobby that has, anybody who's a crafter has probably seen them. They're the picks that have the 3 bunny rabbit heads. And they've got little hats on, and then it's got these big pink swirlies in them. I used that for the centerpiece on that one. Oops. Sometimes after I've been doing these for a little bit, my fingers don't want to work anymore. And sometimes when my fingers won't get it in there, I'll get my needle nose pliers and poke it in there. So then we're just going to bend this one down, just like the others. And then we've got our base started. It's a pretty nice little base. I love it. I love how it looks all crazy and poking out. All right, so we decided that, I decided that this was the front, I think. This. So he's going to go in there. So we want to have just a little bit of filler. I've got this really cute blue ficus. Oh yeah, I think we'll have to use the blue ficus in there. Let's go ahead and put him in there and then well, yeah. I've got these. I thought about putting in there. Let's see. Sometimes I overthink all of this stuff. And then if I'm going to make it on a live, it helps me not to overthink it so much because I feel like, oh, I don't want to take up too much time. So I'll try to just do it. Okay, let's see. So anytime you're using any of your picks like this, I'll cut them apart because I think that white one, this top one is just too long. I think we'll leave the rest of it intact. Yeah. There we go. And I don't like that one either. Okay. So I haven't attached our little bunny yet because I just kind of want to get our placing. So I think I will go ahead and attach him and then we'll put the other stuff in there. So basically for him, I'm going to poke a hole in the bottom of him. And I'm going to get one of the thicker stems that I have saved. Wow, what is he made out of? I thought he was just foam in there. All right, so we're going to put a little dab of glue on here and put it up into him. And we're going to give that a second to dry. And then we're just going to stick him down here in the middle. So then we're just going to get him centered and put him straight down the middle. I always poke it down in. Oh, I'm going to have to get up and get some glue. Thought I had everything prepared. I always will poke it down in there first before I put the glue on there, just in case I need to change my placement. All right. So we've got our little bunny in there. Isn't he cute? I'm just obsessed with little bunnies. Okay, so then I may end up using two of these. We're just going to start filling in around him with some of the bigger stuff. And I wanted to make this one all nice and colorful because the base of it is colorful and make it real pretty for spring. So I think we'll use all of this on one side and then use the same stem, pull it apart, and use it on the other side, I think. Yep. See, there's just stuff falling all over the place, and when I'm wreath making, I can't stand for my table to be messy. But centerpiece making, I just have it everywhere. And then we're going to pull this one apart just the same way we pulled the first one apart, and we're going to put it in opposite. So we're just going to separate it out like we did the first one. Oh, that's... Huh. They're the same picks except for Oh, wait, yeah, I cut the top of it dark. So I thought I was going crazy for a minute. I was thinking the picks weren't exactly the same, but they are. All right, so we're going to cut the top one off again, just like we did before. Get everything fluffed out. And then we're going to put this one on the other side of the bunny. Oh, let me pull that out. Oh, it was. It's super cute already. Let's put a little dab of glue on it, and we'll stick it back down in there. Oops. And I always try when I'm doing them to get the heights about the same. Okay, we'll spread this one out, and we'll do the same. We'll put it right here on the other side. Isn't that cute so far? Okay, do we want to put some little pink balls in there, maybe? Or some blue ficus? I kind of like the blue ficus. I think that's really cute. And I always see other people making wreaths and stuff, and they always use the big, huge chunk of ficus in there. And every time I try to do that, I feel like it doesn't look good. I don't know how the others do it and make it look good. All right, so we're going to add a stem to this. All right, let's see. I don't know. I think I might like it without the. I don't know. I like how it looks all whimsical without it. Let's get it in there and see. That's the only good way to know if you like something or not is by getting it in there and seeing. And if you don't like it, pull it out. That's why I always wait to glue. Sometimes when you're working with the gaps and cracks, it's hard to get your stems down in there, so I always have to use my needle nose. I don't know. I think I like it without it. So I think we're just going to leave it all wispy. Honestly, this is going to be pretty minimal, but I think if I put something right here, I think I kind of like it like it is. Obviously, we want to fill in back here. This is going to go a whole lot faster than I expected it to go. I may end up having to do my other one. So, do we want some eggs? Or, I don't think I want the glitter balls in there. Yeah, no. Don't want the ficus. Don't want the balls. At least whenever I decide I don't want to use something, it comes off the table until the next round of centerpiece. Do we want little white flowers? Do we want some of these? Those are cute. Let's do, I've got these really cute little egg picks. And then I've got, what else? Oh, I've got little eggs. Okay, so we've got these little eggs that actually came from the Dollar Tree. They have the cutest little Easter eggs and stuff. So we've got these little Easter eggs, and then we've got, I don't know, I'm leaning more towards these because nothing else in here is really glittery. I might cut the pink one out so that it'll have some contrast. So, and then it'll also match these if we want to put those in there. So yeah, I think we're going to go with these. Alright, so I'm just cutting the bow off. I'm not going to be able to see that anyways. Alright. And these little mini, I think they're mini bolt cutters. Oh my gosh, they make everything so much easier. I don't think I want the pink, so I think I'm going to cut the pink one out. Pink is my favorite color, but I want it to have contrast from the bunny. So let's do it like that. Oh, we could put the eggs on one side and then put a flower. See what kind of flower we want on the other side. And our Easter eggs kind of over here to the side. Nope. I don't think I want white. Don't think I want yellow. Maybe something purple? Maybe these. Those are real pretty. And we're going to do these the same way. We're just going to put a little stem on them. And then push it. Yeah, I think I like that. That's real pretty. And I'm just putting a generous amount of glue on there and then just putting it on the same size. We're going to do one more. And how that one's kind of facing this way, I'm going to try to get the other one in there, kind of facing down. So I'm just lifting it up to the top of its stem. Let's get down in there too. And I swear, I think I get more glue on myself than I do in the piece. And then just something green right there in the middle. So do we want green or do we want... Oh, I think we want that one. Yep. We're going with the one that's got a little bit of a yellowy tinge to it so that it gives it a little contrast from all the other green that's around it. And of course, it's not cooperating. I'm using my needle nose just to get it down in there. There. See? And it also makes the purple kind of stand out too. So I really like that. All right, so then we need a little bit of green in there, but I think we want to go with the green on that one. Maybe not. Maybe we want to go with the other again. No? Something smaller. This sucker is almost done. That's amazing. This one went fast. Well, we still have to fill in around the back, but I got something real little. Or dark green. I've got some dark green in here. Yep, something little and green. There we go. We found a winner. See, whenever I have pieces, they're all just in my Ziploc bags, and I have them separated out by color. And when I'm doing things like this, I try to make myself try to use up pieces before I go outside and get all my brand new stems. So we're just putting a stem on this one. I'm a good example while you guys are watching that people who are just starting out and you're just worried you're going to mess it up, just go for it. If you mess it up, you can fix it. You're going to get glue everywhere. You're going to put stuff in the wrong spot. You're going to want to pull stuff out. You're going to think it's ugly. You're going to think that everybody else's is better than yours, but it's not. None of those things are true. Just get in there and do it. And if your fingers won't cooperate, grab some tools. But as you can see, even with me grabbing tools, mine's not cooperating right now. I'm trying to be all inspirational. There we go. Is that the right one? I'm trying to be all inspirational and my stuff's not cooperating. Is it that one? Yeah. All right. Let's regroup. Oh no. Oh, I didn't have it glued in yet. Okay. Let's try just gluing him down in there without the stem. There we go. Now, crisis averted. Cute. Okay, so once I'm happy, because I'm pretty happy with how this looks, the only thing maybe, let's get these in there. Do one on one side and one on the other. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how it is. Oh, and it stabbed me once I'm trying to say nice things about it. So now I'm just going to go around and I'm going to look at it down here around the bottom and I'm just going to fill it in. Oh, I forgot about these. Hold on. I want to try to incorporate the little eggs in there. Maybe, let's see. We can always pull them out. Okay, so let's see. And we don't have to put these in there, but they match our eggs in the front. And so it'll kind of carry our eggs back here. I'll take just a scrap piece of a dowel and I will curl it just to give it some texture. And I'll go around and I'll do it to all of the pieces. Big. How that one's got more texture than that one. Just give it some shape. I guess I missed that one. So, do we want this in here or not? That is the question. And I think we do. Love it. All right, so after we get this in there, we're going to go around the bottom like I showed just a second ago and just fill in with some greenery of some sort because I don't like to see the foam. I like for it to look all nice and full all the way around. All right, so now that we've got them all bent up, it just gives them some texture. And we're going to put it over here on the other side. So we've got balance from the first one. And sometimes once after you get all your stuff in here, trying to find a clear piece of the foam to stick it down in can be challenging. There we go. Yeah, I like it with the eggs. It kind of ties the eggs down here in. Super cute. Okay, and honestly, I may get one more. I think the eggs will be cute back here too, and we can use the pink one that we clipped off back here. And I've got a couple of others, which I don't like. I guess they'll be all right there on the back. And I guess really that matches with that, so it's not like it's a bad color. We are having unusual cold. It's cold in my RV, so I'm watching and staying under the heat. Yeah, I've got, up until just a second ago, I had my hoodie on and I've got a little heater behind me that I keep running. Because I don't know, I guess these last couple of years, it's been getting colder than usual here. I'm in Texas. Gosh, it was like 16 degrees yesterday or the day before. I can't remember now. And that is just unheard of here. We're not used to that kind of weather. All right, I'm going to put a green one over here, I think. And these are eggs off of a pick that I put in one of the ones earlier. That we're just using up. Let's put the pink one on the bottom so the green one can go at the top, so I don't have two pink ones side by side. Needless to say, I am ready for spring. Maybe that's why I've been doing Easter all day today. Because I'm so ready for it to be spring. And my sinuses will be happy for it to just pick a season. Alright, so we've got all of our eggs back here now. I kind of want him to be over here. There we go. Okay, so now, that is just so stinking adorable. And it really didn't take that much to do. Because we had these really good picks. Okay, so now we're going to go around the bottom here. Because I like for that to look all nice and full too. And sometimes I'll use these. I'll just pick them apart. And put a stem on them and put them down in there. Sometimes I'll go through. Been cold. I'm in East Texas. Kit Kat. Well, I'm in Northeast Texas, kind of up in the corner by where Arkansas and Texas come together. So we might be getting the same kind of weather. Okay, so sometimes I'll use these little white ones, and then sometimes I'll empty out my little bag of extra pieces of greenery. Let's see if we can use some of those. Just to fill it in. Because I only had 2 of these buckets, and I've already made one of them, so I'm not going to be making another one. So it's not like I have got to use something that I have plenty of so that I can remake them. So this is really the perfect time to try to use up some of your bits and pieces. And I'm just going to put a little stem on each one of these, and we're going to put them down in there and fill in around the bottom. Oh, I see Brian. I see you, Brian. Are you back in the United States? Or are you still in cold, cold Canada? Of course, I guess it doesn't matter if you're in here or there. It's cold in both places. All right, all I'm doing is taking these little pieces and I'm gluing them onto stems. And then once we have a handful of them done, we're just going to go along the bottom and fill them in. Just because I don't like to see the bottom of the of the container. Am I even in frame? I guess I am. You're in Fort Smith, Arkansas area. You're not just a couple of hours away from me. Okay. So now we got a bunch of these little pieces, and I'm just going to cut them a little short, and we're just going to stick them down around the bottom. And I'll stick them down in there and then kind of bend them down. These might be a little long for the purpose I want them to serve. Don't like those. Okay, so we did all that for nothing. Maybe we will use, but they've got stems on them for next time I want to use them. Oh, some thyme. Let's use some thyme. I've been obsessed with the thyme today. And it fills in really good. And I've got a couple from the last one that already have stems on them. Oh, that's juniper. Sometimes I call juniper Jupiter. Alright, so this comes on a bush like this. And I just pull the little pieces off and put little stems on them. And then we'll use those. Those usually cover pretty good. Because all we're doing, because you're not really going to see these, but it does fill in pretty good around the bottom. And really, if you've got it sitting on a table or something, you don't see it anyways. I just don't like it. So I'm just pulling all these off, and we may not need all of them, but we're going to go ahead and just glue them all anyways to have them ready if we do. And I get glue all over me when I do these. Luckily, my hot glue gun, you can have a low setting, so at least the glue doesn't burn me while I'm going. Okay. So then I don't know if this is coming through very good on camera. So all of this where we can see the foam, sometimes I will use moss, but I don't have any moss inside the house, and it's real cold outside. So we're just going to put this thyme in there. And sometimes, if it won't lay down how I want it to be, I will steam it to where it bends the way that I want it to. Matter of fact, let's steam them all down. So if you haven't used a steamer before, they're really good because you can make them. It'll fluff up your flowers, and it'll also shape your flowers and your greenery. So if I want these to bend down, I can steam them to where they bend how I want them to bend. So we're just going to steam our whole pile real fast and then start sticking them in there. I love this thing. I made wreaths for, I don't know, a year or 2 years before I got a steamer, and I honestly don't know how I did it without it. That's adorable. Thank you. I think it is, but I'm obsessed with the little bunnies. All right. So now we've got all of our stems to where they're pointing down. And now we'll go through here and we're just going to poke them in there. And see, now it's poking down to where it's covering what we want it to cover. And on the ones that don't cooperate, I shove them in there with my needle nose. But you see the difference? How now they're kind of coming down on there. I think it just makes it look better. And if I'd have had some moss in here, I probably would have just covered it in moss instead of going to all this trouble. Because basically, I don't want to see the foam in there. So we're just filling in all the way around. Guess I could have used raffia. I have raffia in here. Could have used some of that. See? So you can see on this side how much better it looks than just being plain like that side. And we're almost going to have to make a few more stems. Long. That show I have going in the background is just hilarious. If you guys haven't watched Resident Alien and you like just mindless comedy, I 100% recommend it. It is ridiculously funny. Yes, it's very cheerful. I think that's why I've been doing Easter today. Just so it'll be nice and bright in spring colors. Alright. Just a couple more. So we've got just this little area right here. So I'm going to do one more stem of them and put them. Oh, we got one more. Let's steam it down. Alright, so we just got this one little bit. So let's do one more stem of them. Maybe do about 5 of them. That might get us back around to the beginning. I'm wishing now I would have brought some moss in because that would have been a lot faster than putting these around the bottom. But that's all right. So I'm just putting glue on the end of my scrap pieces of stem. And putting them on the individual pieces, and then we'll steam. That one's real thick and big for some reason. And then we'll steam them pointing down and poke them in. And then we'll be done. This one was quick and easy. I've done so many of them today. I don't know if you guys can tell. My fingers are green. There's glue on there from messing with all the greenery. It's crazy. All right. So then we'll steam these pointing down. So I'm getting a facial right now. The steam is hitting me right in the face. Alright. So then, got just a little bit of space left to go. Doesn't want to go in there. Oh, sometimes I find with this gaps and cracks, the foam that you can spray in there, sometimes it seems like there's just like little spots in there where it's like concrete. All right. And then we'll put one more right here, and I think we're going to call it, maybe one right there, and then I think we're going to call it quits. Just trim these down just a little bit. Let's see, let's do here. I might have too much glued in stuff right there. There might not be anywhere for it to go. There we go. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. And then right here, just to use up the last one, and we're done. Alrighty. That is just too stinking cute. So what do you guys think? Isn't that adorable? That is just too cute. And all the way around. Got little eggs in the back. I love it. Where did I get the bunny? From Hobby Lobby. The little bunny, because they've got them in, I don't know, 3 or 4 different sizes. And I can't remember. I know they've got some like big ones. And then they've got, I think, some medium ones. And I think these were the small ones. I got the bucket from Hobby Lobby too. But I got it last year. So I'm not sure if they have them this year or not. Cute.